Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I've got a huge book haul. I'm thinking it's like 45 books, and a lot of these I've actually already mentioned in previous Waterstone vlogs, so I will just quickly go through those, but I do have a lot of books that I've gotten from like charity shops or other just little book trips that I haven't really spoken to you guys about on YouTube. So I have a lot of books to talk about. Yeah, as I said, I will kind of go quickly through the ones that I've previously spoken about on my YouTube channel already, and I will link the videos where you can get a bit more information if you want. Yeah, so let's just get into it because I got a lot of books to talk about, and I don't want to be here all day. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do, please hit that like button, comment down below, and if you want to subscribe, that would be really cool. If you do subscribe, if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified anytime I post a video. So yeah, let's just get into all of these fantastic books. All right. Okay, so I'm sorry, like this is one of 4 piles that I have right now. This is what I got going. So yeah, as I said, a lot of the videos that I've posted recently of Waterstones vlogs, I tend to talk about the books that I get during those Waterstones vlogs. So I've actually spoken about a lot of these books already, so I'm just going to really quickly go through them, and yeah, I will link, I think it's 3 separate Waterstones vlogs I might have done, so I will link them as I go through each book. I'll do them like via video, and then you'll be able to see what I got when I got it, essentially. So yeah, let's just start off with the first giant pile. I've just sorted them out into 3 piles via the 3 videos that I filmed. So yeah, I don't even know where to start. So the first 3 that I'll go through, I got The Grip of It by Jack Jemc. J-E-M-C, Jemc. Yeah, I got The Grip of It by Jack. This is a horror. It sounded really interesting. Yeah, if you want to know more, just click the video in the link and I go into great detail about these books. So yeah, I got The Grip of It, which looks really cool. I also got The Black Tongue Thief, which is an adult fantasy that sounded really, really awesome. Yeah, by Christopher Buehlman, and I've never read anything by Christopher Buehlman before, so it'll be interesting to dive into this. And then I also got a non-fiction book, which was Why Women Are Poorer Than Men. I love a good feminist non-fiction book, and yeah, I just thought it sounded really cool. So Why Women Are Poorer Than Men. That was just one of my little hauls that I did. I also then got Attack on Titan. I've read this and absolutely loved it, gave it 5 out of 5. I loved the manga, and I also love the anime. The anime is so faithful to the manga, like word for word almost. So yeah, if you really love the TV show, if you love the anime, you will love the manga. It's fantastic. So yeah, got that, loved it. I then also got Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. I haven't read this yet, but I'm really looking forward to it, so got that. I then also got How to Kill Your Family. This is by Bella Mackie. And I just really loved, to be honest, the cover and the colour scheme really stood out to me, and it's the main reason I got this. But it sounded really interesting, so I am really looking forward to diving into this. So yeah, How to Kill Your Family. I then also got First Person Singular, which is a collection of 8 short stories, and it sounds fantastic. I then also got another non-fiction, which was The Power of Geography. A lot of people have recommended this to me, so I thought I would give it a try. I don't know, I'm pretty slow with reading non-fiction, so it may take me a while to get to this one, but it will be interesting to read it, but yeah, it might take me a little while to get to it. I then also got Pachinko, and this is by Min Jin Lee, and this is so highly recommended, and even when I was buying it, the cashier was going on about how amazing it was, so I have very high hopes for this, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. So yeah, Pachinko by Min Jin Lee, really looking forward to it. I then got the new 2021 Booker Prize winner, and that is The Promise by Damon Galgut. I didn't really know anything about this at all. I just know that I want to do a Booker Prize winner video at some point, and yeah, I saw this was a new one, so I picked it up. That's literally all I know. I do read the synopsis in my other video though, so if you do want to check it out, you can find out more. And then the last of this haul, I then got The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. This is a witchy rom-com. And then for my last Waterstones book hauls, I got November 9 by Colleen Hoover. I still have not read a single Colleen Hoover book, but I think I own 4 now. So yeah, I really need to start reading these books. So I got November 9, I got It Happened One Summer, and this is by Tessa Bailey. Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews about this, but I like a good rom-com every now and then. It'll be interesting. We'll see how it is. I then got The Mask Falling, which is like number 4, I think, in the Bone Season series by Samantha Shannon, who also wrote The Priory of the Orange Tree, which is one of my favourite books that I read last year. I don't actually have any others of the series, but this was on buy one get one half off, and I knew that I wanted to collect the series, so I figured I'd just start on book 4. Why not? So yeah, The Mask Falling by Samantha Shannon. I then got the new book by Bridget Kemmerer, and that is Forging Silver into Stars, and look how freaking beautiful that book is. So gorgeous. Yeah, so I'm so excited to read that, and it's just beautiful. I've been wanting to pick it up for a while, ever since I saw it on Instagram. So I'm very happy, and I'm very happy it came with sprayed edges. I then got the second in the Wilderwood series. This is by Hannah Witten, and this is For the Throne. Now the first one was called For the Wolf, and then this one's For the Throne. I cannot wait to read this series. I don't know if it's going to be longer, duology, a trilogy, I'm not sure. But yeah, I do have the first 2 in the series, and I'm very excited to read them. I then got the third Rainbow Rowell's Carry On series. So this is Any Way the Wind Blows. So there's Carry On, and there's Wayward Son, and then now this is Any Way the Wind Blows. This has been out for a while, but it was only in hardback, and I have the first 2 in paperback, so I wanted to wait until I could get this one in paperback. I then got Twin Crowns, which I knew nothing about this. I just saw it on the buy one get one half off table at Waterstones, and it sounded amazing. So I picked that up, and it's just gorgeous. Look at that cover. And then lastly, of my Waterstones hauls, I got this chunky, I didn't realise how big it was. I got this chunky book, which was Empire Crowned in Red, and look how freaking beautiful that is. It's 750 pages. My word, I did not realise that at the time. So yeah, this is the second in the series. The first one is Witches Steeped in Gold, which I do have that downstairs. I have not read it yet. I was waiting for another one to come out. So yes, this is the second in that series. I think you can see, where is it? That's what the first one looks like. So those are all the books that I got from Waterstones. I didn't go into great detail with those just because I have already done videos of those where I go into great detail. So yeah, the next like 20 books, I'm going to actually start reading synopsises and go through the books with you. So let's just dive in. A lot of them are charity shop finds. So 15 of the next books that I'm going to show you are actually charity shop finds, and then the rest are all either the works or just little visits to Waterstones here and there where I just picked up like 1 or 2 books and I didn't film. So yeah, let's just dive in. I think I will start with the Waterstones pile, not the charity shop pile, and then work my way. So the first one I got, this was from the works, and this is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I've heard quite a lot about Riley Sager's books, but I've never actually read one myself. So when I saw this was on a deal at the works, I knew I wanted to pick it up because I've been wanting to try Riley's writing out. So it says, Charlie Jordan is being driven across the country by a serial killer, maybe. Behind the wheel is Josh Baxter, a stranger Charlie met via the university rideshare scheme. On the road they share their stories, carefully avoiding the subject dominating the news. The campus killer, responsible for 3 student murders, has just struck again. The miles tick by and Charlie begins to notice discrepancies in Josh's story. And why won't he let her see inside the trunk? As she begins to plan her escape from the man she's becoming certain is the killer, she starts to suspect that he knows exactly what she's thinking, meaning that she could very well end up as his next victim. A game of cat and mouse is about to play out. In order to win, Charlie must do one thing: survive the night. That just sounds really tense and like claustrophobic, being stuck in a car with someone who you think might be a serial killer. So yeah, that sounds really interesting, and I really I'm looking forward to finally reading a bit of Riley Sager's writing. It's an author that I've been trying to dive into for a while now, so very looking forward to that. I then picked up So Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. Now I did search like best horror books, you know, like those lists of like 100 best fantasy books, 100 best horror books, and this came up on a lot of the lists that I found, and I don't really know a great deal about it other than it's apparently a fantastic horror book. So yeah, it says, it's the week before Halloween and Cougar and Dark's Pandemonium Shadow Show has come to Greentown, Illinois. The siren song of the Calliope entices all with promises of youth regained and dreams fulfilled. And as two boys trembling on the brink of manhood set out to explore the mysteries of the dark carnival smoke, mazes and mirrors, they will also discover the true price of innermost wishes. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. It sounds quite magical, and I do always like things set within like carnival style. There's something very eerie about it. So yeah, Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury, and I'm very looking forward to reading that one as well. I then also got the first 4 books in the Earthsea series. Now this book looks very small, but it's 700 pages long. Which, just to give you an example, this is 260 pages and this is 700. So it looks very small, but it is actually 4 books in one. It's kind of like, you know, the Bible paper, like really thin paper. But yeah, it's a very popular fantasy series, and I know nothing about it because I've never read them. So I'm going to quickly read the synopsis for you again. So it says, Ged is but a goat herd on the islands of Gaunt when he comes by his strange powers over nature. Sent to the school of wizards on Roke, he learns the true way of magic and proves himself a powerful magician. And it is as the Archmage Sparrowhawk that he helps the High Priestess Tenar escape the labyrinth of darkness. But over the years, Ged witnesses true magic and the ancient ways submit to the forces of evil and death. Will he too succumb, or can he hold them back? Just sounds like a really epic fantasy, and I love the cover so much. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I got that, really looking forward to reading it. This is probably my most recent purchase, and that is The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. I actually got this, yesterday. I bought this yesterday. I went into Manchester and I popped into the works, and obviously I only got 1 book though, so I'm getting better. This follows the story of a young girl called Nora, but it's not her original name. She was actually born into con artistry because her mother is a con artist. So she knows all about the tricks of the trades of con artistry, and she finally gets out. She starts leading a normal life, and then apparently gets caught up in a bank heist with her friends in the middle of a bank heist. And to survive this bank heist, she's going to have to kind of bring back all her old con artistry ways. So yeah, I got that. I then got Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. So it says, in 1976, Dana dreams of being a writer. In 1815, she is assumed a slave. When Dana first meets Rufus on a Maryland plantation, he's drowning. She saves his life, and it will happen again and again. Neither of them understands his power to summon her whenever his life is threatened, nor the significance of the ties that bind them. And each time Dana saves him, the more aware she is that her own life might be over before it's even begun. Doesn't that sound really, really interesting? So I'm really looking forward to reading that. So that's Kindred. Really good. And then this is one of my most anticipated releases of this year. I'm so excited about it. This is the second book in the series, and it is The Wicked Fate by Kaylin Bayron. I was so excited to pick this up. So the first one is This Poison Heart, which you can see there. And I read This Poison Heart sometime last year. I can't remember when. I think it was like September time last year, and I absolutely loved that book. It was one of my favourites of the year. And so yeah, this is definitely one of my most anticipated reads of this year. I'm kind of umming and ahhing as to whether I should reread This Poison Heart again, or I should just dive into this straight away. I can't decide, but this is definitely getting read this year, hands down, probably in the next month or so. So yeah, very looking forward to that. I then also picked up All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. Yes, so it's obviously a very popular book on TikTok, as you can tell. So it says, you fell in love with the victors of the Hunger Games, now prepare to meet the villains of the Blood Veil. which just straight off the back, I read that and I was like, I think I'm gonna like this. So it says, after the publication of a salacious tell-all book, the remote city of Ilvanath is thrust into the spotlight. Tourists, protesters and reporters alike flock to its spell shops and historic ruins to witness an ancient curse unfold. Every generation, 7 families name a champion among them to compete in a tournament to the death. The winner awards their family exclusive control over the city's high magic supply, the most powerful resource in the world. In the past, the villainous Lows have won nearly every tournament, and their champion is prepared to continue his family's reign. But this year, thanks to the influence of their newfound notoriety, each of the champions has a means to win, or better yet, a chance to rewrite their history. But this is a story that must be penned in blood. Yeah, it sounds really good. It sounds like it's going to be a really gritty, dark read, but it is a YA book as well, but I am very much looking forward to this one. I then picked up Blade of Secrets by Trisha Levenseller. This is her new book that she's brought out and I really wanted it, so I got it. 18-year-old Ziva prefers metal to people. She spends her days tucked away in the forge, safe from society and the anxiety it causes her, using her gift to craft unique weapons imbued with magic power. When a powerful warlord commissions Ziva to create a sword capable of stealing its victim's secrets, everything changes. For this is a sword with the strength to topple kingdoms. The warlord's sinister plans for the weapon soon become clear, and Ziva is forced to take her sisters and flee. So begins an epic quest to keep the sword safe until they can find someone worthy of wielding it, or a way to destroy it entirely. Doesn't that sound cool? It just sounds like a really good, cool book. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. It sounds really good. I think this will be part of a series, though. I don't think it's going to be a standalone. I would be surprised if it was a standalone, but I may be completely wrong. I then got the second in, I can't remember what it's called, but this series. So this is the second one, it's The Merciless Ones by Namina Fauna. The Gilded Ones, that was it. Yes, the first one is The Gilded Ones, and now it is The Merciless Ones. And just look at that cover. Incredible, beautiful. I don't want to read the synopsis to this because I haven't read the first book. So if you want to find out more, the first one is called The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna. So yeah, definitely check that out, but I'm very much looking forward to reading that. And then finally, Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've never read it. Everyone goes on about this book and absolutely loves it, and I never read it, so I figured I should get it and read it. Yeah, Daisy Jones and the Six. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a book that I would normally read, but everyone goes on about it, so I feel like it must be amazing if so many people talk about it. So yeah, I got that. And to go along with that, I also got Malibu Rising, which is also by the same author, Taylor Jenkins Reid, and also the same author who wrote The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I have and have not read yet. But yeah, everyone goes on about Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, and I thought it's about time that I actually read some of it. I don't know when I'll get to these. I feel like I really should read them soon. I got those two, I'm looking forward to them. So now all I have left are my charity shop finds. So yeah, we'll just quickly go through them. I then got these, I think this is the second in this Savage Song duology by V.E. Schwab, and I got Our Dark Duet. I don't have the first one, but it was £2 for the second one, and I'm not gonna not get it, it's £2. So again, I don't want to read this synopsis because I don't even own the first book, let alone have I read it. But yeah, this Savage Song is the first one in this. I think it's a duology, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'll do a Dark Duet. Need the first one. Then I got The Essex Serpent. This is by Sarah Perry. London, 1893. When Cora Seaborn's husband dies, she steps into her new life as a widow with as much relief as sadness. Retreating to the countryside with her son, she encounters rumours of the Essex Serpent, a creature of folklore said to have returned to roam the marshes. Cora is enthralled, believing it may be an undiscovered species. Setting out on its trail, she collides with local minister William Ransom, who thinks the cure for hysteria lies in faith, while Cora is convinced that science offers the answers. Despite disagreeing on everything, he and Cora find themselves drawn together, changing each other's lives in unexpected ways. So it's a historical literary fiction romance? Historical literary romance. book. Yeah, I just thought it sounded really, really cool. This might be a bit of a blast from the past for a few of you guys. I know it is for me, but when I was like 14, there was a series that I read called the House of Night series by PC and Kristen Cast, and I loved that series, but I only read like the first 4 books, and I still have them on my shelves, and I've been thinking about rereading them just to kind of see how they live up to me as an almost 30-year-old, you know, see what it's kind of like. I think I had the first 5 books. I know I definitely didn't have Hidden, which, I mean, yeah, there's been a bit of a cover change. I definitely preferred the old covers. Yeah, but I've just been thinking about rereading the series and giving it another try and just seeing how it kind of holds up to my adult reading style now. So yes, I got Hidden. House of Night novel. For those that don't know, it's about, it's like Hogwarts, but for vampires. It's a school of vampires. But yeah, it's a bit more YA than middle grade. And I used to really enjoy it. I did enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to rereading that series again, I think. I think it'll be good fun. I then got Walkers by Graham Masterton. And I've never actually heard of this author. And the main reason I picked up this to read the synopsis was because Stephen King said, God, he's good. So if Stephen King says that it's a good book, like I feel like it's going to be a good book. So I will reread the synopsis of this because it was a while ago that I bought it and I can't remember, and it was very much an impulse buy, but it was only £1. So it says, an idyllic retreat or a madhouse soaked in blood, only the walkers can tell you. The Oaks is an idyllic upmarket country club, but its ornately carved walls hide a horrific past. 60 years ago, the house was an asylum. That was why I picked it up, yeah. Anything to do with asylums, I'm there. Home to crazed psychopaths. One night, all of them disappeared, never to be seen again. Jack Reed, the owner of the Oaks, has no idea about the building's terrible history. It is only when Jack's son is dragged into the walls of the mansion that he realises what happened 60 years ago, and just where the inmates have been living all this time. Yes, I remember now why I picked this up. I'd completely forgotten about this. Haunted asylum. I'm gonna get it. It's literally my favourite things in a book. Yeah, so I forgot I had this, and I might start this now, actually. I've been looking for a new horror to pick up. I've been like perusing my horror section, so this may have just gone to the top of the list. I then picked up A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. A lot of people have spoken about this book. I wanted in on the action, you know, I was getting FOMO. I felt like I was missing out on it, so yeah, I picked up A Man Called Ove. I then picked up a couple of Stephen King books. I got Needful Things. It's an absolute chunky book. It's 930 pages. So I don't know how soon I will be getting to this, but I'm very much looking forward to reading it. From the synopsis, it comes off as a new shop in town that sells anything in your wildest dreams, but the price of the item is, is it worth the price? There is something for everyone, and always at a price you can just about afford. The cash price, that is, because there is another price. There always is when your heart's most secret desire is for sale. I'm really looking forward to reading it, and I think it'll be really fun to dive into another Stephen King book, but after spending about 4 months reading it last year, I think it will be a while until I finally pick up the courage to dive into Needful Things. Just because the sheer size, and I know with Stephen King's writing that he just goes in, and it's a lot of background building and world building and character development. He'll spend 30 pages talking about a character just to kill him off on the next page after you've gotten really connected with them, you know, so I will read it, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a while until I dive into this. And then I also picked up Carrie, again by Stephen King. It's an absolute classic, but I've never actually read it myself. I've seen the original movie, I haven't seen the remake. But yeah, this is a bit of a shorter read, which is nice for a Stephen King book, because they don't really come short very often. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to reading that as well. I then picked up Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I loved the movie Stardust. I loved it. Oh my gosh, I loved that so much when I was younger. I'm hoping I'm gonna see, I think I might rewatch the movie. Or should I read it first? I'm going to read it and rewatch the movie and see how similar they are. I think it'll be interesting, really interesting. I also just realised that I have, I picked up another copy of Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. I'm so terrible with this. So I've already talked about this book previously, but I apparently picked up a second copy for like 99p. I didn't even realise. This is why I need to start scanning my books into an app, because when I go to charity shops and I see something that's slightly interesting, I will pick it up without realising that I already have it. So yeah, I got Something Wicked This Way Comes twice. I then had two amazing charity shop finds. These two, and they're actually old Fairy Loot copies that are signed. They're literally Fairy Loot books. I couldn't believe it when I found them. Exclusive Fairy Loot edition for £2 each. So I got the Bone Crier's Moon, which I actually already have this. One of my wonderful friends on TikTok actually purchased me the two books in this series. But I saw a Fairy Loot edition and I was like, oh, I need to pick it up. Like, that's crazy, right? So I got Bone Crier's Moon, and then I also got Heart of Thorns, which I haven't actually heard of. But if it's a Fairy Loot edition, then it's going to be a YA fantasy book, and that is right up my alley. So yeah, I got Heart of Thorns as well by Brie Barton. And I'm really looking forward to reading both of those. And that is everything. That is all the books that I got in this ridiculous book haul. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some books that may interest you. Yeah, I've got a lot of reading to do, so I will see all of you lovely people in the next one. Alright, bye guys.